TikTokers might be the most entitled influencers of all time, and there are just so many times that they have been entitled in the past that we felt needed to be exposed. I'm Mackenzie, and let's get into the top 10 entitled TikTokers that need to grow up, and make sure to subscribe if you're new here. And at number 10, Dixie D'Amelio. Dixie was called out big time after she did a 24 hours with vlog style video with Vogue. The video was released January of this year, and it quickly went viral because of how cringy the interview was, along with a few controversial statements made by Dixie. In the video, Dixie talks about moving out of her parents' house to live alone, and saying she wanted to live on her own because she was supposed to be at college. But then she added that she decided not to go to college because she, quote, saw someone make a TikTok saying that they would play her songs at a frat party, and I don't think I could handle that level of embarrassment. Firstly, she just called her own music embarrassing, so there's that. And the fact that she didn't go to college because she would have been recognized just shows how privileged that Dixie actually is. A lot of people also found the comments to be very tone deaf and entitled, especially with, the virus happening at that time. And at number 9, Charlie Jordan. Charlie Jordan decided to travel to Rwanda in September of 2020 during the pandemic to do some charity work. However, she was forced to quarantine soon after arriving and testing positive for coronavirus. Charlie shared a tearful TikTok video saying that she'd been, quote, locked in a room and wasn't being allowed to leave, and saying she wasn't allowed to smoke the devil's lettuce either. The backlash for this one was swift, and many called her out for traveling in the first place during the pandemic and putting Rwandans at risk. She ended up apologizing and left the country when she later tested negative. And at number 8, Gabby DiMartino. If you guys watch Gabby DiMartino on YouTube, then you know she does fancy vlogs, and basically her whole brand is around being fancy and showing off her lavish lifestyle to her followers. But she took it too far when she did the BFF Income Challenge video with her friend on TikTok who is a secretary. And the entire point of the video is to compare the income and expenses of the girls, and it was honestly a little hard to watch. Gabby said her expenses are a whopping $9,000 a week. Literally don't know how that's possible. While her friend who's a secretary spends $50 on groceries. They compared their cars, their purses, and mortgage, and Gabby's were always significantly higher. And I literally do not understand the point of the video. Like, it seemed like she was just making her friend feel bad or something. What's worse is that Gabby posted the TikTok during COVID, when plenty of people were concerned with just putting food on the table at that point. And at number 7, Bryce Hall. Bryce Hall might be the epitome of an entitled YouTuber, considering he would rather have his power shut off than just stop partying during the pandemic. And after Ariana Grande made some comments about influencers partying, he took it personally. Ariana made these comments on the Zach Sang show, where she joked that influencers did not need to go to Saddle Ranch that badly during the pandemic. Never calling out TikTokers by name, but it was heavily insinuated that she was talking about, influencers. However, Bryce Hall called her out and said she only made the comments for clout. While chatting on the Hollywood Raw podcast, Bryce said, quote, she's not wrong, but like unnecessary. It's unnecessary to call it a specific group, especially when there's other people doing it. Adding Ariana did this, quote, because she knew that TikTokers have like a high audience. He continued, she knew a lot of people would agree because there's a lot of people that hate TikTokers especially. I mean, it was obviously like a marketing move. And honestly, it's just laughable to think that Ariana Grande needs clout from anyone, but definitely not Bryce Hall. Like, she doesn't need clout from you, Bryce. And at number 6, Zoe LaVerne.
Pathetic that she just comes in and almost passes, she's so close to passing me, and everybody's reminding me that she's gonna pass me.
Zoe LaVerne should be called out for tons of reasons, but one of the incidents that got her the most backlash was when she started crying because Charli D'Amelio was passing her in followers. Like she was actually having a breakdown because it looked like she was gonna be passed in followers on TikTok. She also said about Charli in that video, quote, I just want to prove to this bee that I'm better than her because I'm Zoe effing LaVerne. She went on to rant how she's the face of TikTok and how she wants to wring the company's neck because they have been suppressing her while boosting up Charli. And I literally don't know how out of touch you can be to have a crying fit and then blame Charli for the fact that she was just becoming popular on that. It happens. Halfway at number 5, the Stokes Twins. Alan and Alex Stokes are YouTubers and TikTokers who currently have 30 million followers on TikTok. But these TikTokers were facing jail time because they filmed a prank that put people's lives in jeopardy. They were facing 5 years in jail, but now they will not because of a guilty plea. Prosecutors said that the twins were in all black clothing, including ski masks, and carrying duffel bags full of cash, and they pretended to run from a bank in Irvine, California. The twins then called an Uber to flee the scene, but when the driver refused to drive them, a bystander ended up calling the police. And and the Uber driver was later ordered out of his car at gunpoint by the cops. And the worst part is that the police caught up to the twins after that first prank and let them off with a warning. But these horrible, horrible twins decided to throw caution into the wind and do the prank a second time at a different university. After that, they were arrested, thankfully. And just the fact that they prioritized content over jail time just really proves how messed up that they are. In at number 4, Chase Hudson. Chase Hudson, aka Lil Huddy, was called out for cheating on his girlfriend at the time, Zoe D'Amelio. And instead of taking responsibility for his own actions and trying to make things right with Charlie, he decided to throw all of the other TikTok boys under the bus and expose a ton of them for cheating. And on July 6th of 2020, he revealed that a slew of other TikTokers were also cheating on each other, saying in the post, quote, "Since all my drama has to be put on the internet for the world to judge me, let's lay out everyone else's." He said that Jaden Hostler tried to, quote, hook up with Dixie D'Amelio on July 4th, despite the fact that she was dating Griffin Johnson at the time. He also claimed that Griffin cheated on Dixie with 2 girls. He also said Jaden and Josh, quote, cheated endless amounts of times on Mads Lewis and Nessa Barrett when they were respectively dating. Finally, he claimed that Kyle Sear cheated on his ex-girlfriend, Olivia Ponton. And as a response, Charlie told him to stop deflecting and take responsibility for his own actions. Honestly, couldn't have said it better myself, but it's crazy the amount of cheating that's going on. How are all these people cheating on each other? It's insane. And at number 3, Daisy Keech and Thomas Petru. Daisy Keech broke the TikTok world when she revealed that she was going to be leaving the Hype House. And she also exposed that she actually founded the house with Thomas Petru and Chase Hudson, but they never actually included her in any decisions. Daisy posted a 22-minute YouTube video, which is no longer available, detailing all the issues between her and the rest of the house. Apparently, Thomas was manipulative and controlling, and she had actually invested $18,000 into bringing the Hype House idea into fruition. However, Thomas ended up making a response video where he showed receipts, saying that Daisy was the problematic one and her behavior in the house was so bad that she was later kicked out by the group. Daisy went on to make her own content house while Thomas still runs the Hype House. And it doesn't seem that Daisy has remained friends with any of the former members. It's hard to say who's telling the truth in this situation, but either way, this drama probably just did not need to be online. And at number 2, Charli D'Amelio. Charli D'Amelio was called entitled during her latest massive scandal because it seemed like she complained that she hadn't reached 100 million followers on TikTok yet. Charli said she wanted to hit the massive milestone during a controversial episode of Dinner with the D'Amelios with James Charles. The sisters' behavior in the video was already bad, but it all blew up when Charli said that it had been less than a year since she gained 1 million followers on TikTok, adding, quote, "I wish I had more time. Cause imagine if I hit 100 million a year after hitting 1 million. With James quickly clapping back, quote, "Was the 99 mil not enough for you?" After all the outrage surrounding Charli's entitlement in that video, she lost 1 million TikTok followers overnight. In a tearful Instagram live, Charli later apologized and said it had all been a huge misunderstanding. However, despite all the drama, Charli did reach her 100 million follower goal. And finally at number 1, Ava Louise. In March of 2020, when the coronavirus was all anyone could talk about, Ava decided to make a TikTok of herself licking an airplane toilet seat for the, quote, coronavirus challenge. The video has since been deleted, but the internet is forever. She later ended up testing positive for COVID. Later, when she spoke with Dr. Phil about the entire incident, she said she was, quote, really annoyed that Corona was getting more publicity than her. Folks, I think that says it all. Do I need to say more? Ava also told Dr. Phil, quote, "I'll pull up and cough on you." Dr. Phil then said her attitude was spoiled and ridiculous. Ava later went on to expose a rumor that Kanye West had cheated on Kim Kardashian with the male beauty guru, but she later admitted that it was all a lie. So that's all for the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts below. This was definitely a weird list, but I know that there is enough that we could make a part 2, so leave below who you think could be in a part 2. But before I go, I'm gonna shout out some comments from my video on influencers who are mean in real life. Pug Like Pug said, "How come Gen Z doesn't cancel the word influencer? They cancel everything else." I feel that's on the list. That's coming soon. Don't worry about it. The Matsuo Knight said, "I find these stories interesting because I want to meet influencers, but I need to find the right ones." Yes, I definitely think there are good influencers out there. You know, we don't say that all of them are bad, but I think the vast majority of TikTokers are probably not great. Then Karen Rose says, "Haley reminds me of plastic from the Mean Girls. I bet she was one." Honestly, she kind of does. Like, I do think that she's grown and changed now. Like, I think she's a much better person than she probably was a few years ago. But yeah, back in the day, she really was giving me, personally, mean girl vibes. All right, guys, that's all for the video today. Thank you so much for sticking around if you made it all the way here. If you liked the video and want to see some more, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel below. I've been your host, Mackenzie Smith. Make sure to check us out on social media, and I will catch you all in the next one.